Y'all know y'all a piece of shit not tipping, right? This is why your food get ate.
Oh, are you tipping or? No. Okay, so maybe next time just don't get delivery. Just do the order. Okay. Pick it up.
These people are bold.
You gave an $8 tip.
What the hell are you looking?
The caption says DoorDasher confronts customer about receiving an $8 tip. So she got an $8 tip and she's complaining? Wow.
You gave an $8 tip.
What the hell are you looking for?
Okay, I'm gonna bring the food back. I'm gonna bring the food back. Okay.
You can leave it, thank you.
No, I could speak to you actually.
I'm sorry?
I need to speak to you. I don't think you realize where they're coming from, so I need to speak to you.
What?
Where what's coming from?
Where the food you ordered is coming from. I don't think you realize the distance that it's come from, because then you would never actually have given what you gave. So I think you can come and see face to face.
Face to
Because I
face.
drove 40 minutes. And it was extremely far, and I got it to you early. So I don't think you realize where you ordered from.
I don't understand.
Okay, we got to cut in here because, first of all, what you need to see them face to face, this is a man. And you're like, yeah, come to the door. First off, your survival instincts are cooked. Who does she think she is? Wonder Woman? You don't know who this dude is behind this door. What if he just grabs you up and pulls you in and then you never escape again? That's first off. But second off, he said leave the food and go on about your business. And she's like, no, I want to address you. Address you how? And see, we just saw 3 examples of people acting crazy. But let's be honest, there was nothing they could really do in retaliation because with DoorDash, they sealed the food. But what that should really have you skeptical on is if these people were working at a restaurant or something and you didn't tip or they knew you didn't tip, what and they could take your food back behind somewhere with the spite and just at the links that, like the boldness that they're displaying, you would have to think they would do something to your food, something nasty. And that really is an eye opener for me because these people are doing some bold things and these people are taking some big chances. Some big chances. Listen, and then they tipped you $8. $8 is dang near the cost of a whole meal. You got tipped $8. Last time I checked, DoorDash doesn't force you to go anywhere. You get to choose whether or not you want to accept something. He asked a great question behind that door. If eight's not good, what were you expecting? I'm going to be real. For a delivery or something like that, I don't go above 5. I don't go above a 5. Because I'm just paying you the delivery fee. 8 is great. And she's still not happy with 8. So what? Did you expect a $20 tip? Ma'am, you're off your rocker. She's off her rocker. And how many times do you think you're going to do this type of stuff and come out unscathed? That's what I want to know. How many times do you think you're going to tell somebody they better come to the door now? You're not dropping the food and you're going to continue to leave that unscathed without any problems. I don't see it. Y'all, before we get back into it though, if you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second and it actually helps out more than you know. And it's literally just a click. So if you're here anyway, you might as well click that like button. And also if you can hype the video as well.
Extremely far, and I got it to you early. So I don't think you realize where you ordered from.
I don't understand. You
Well,
did 40 minutes from where?
From the restaurant that you ordered from. Do you realize how far it is? Do you realize you ordered from Colmac and you're in Smithtown?
That's a 15, 20-minute drive.
It's not. You need to try to drive it. I just drove it. It's 40 minutes. It's 12 and a half miles. So I don't think you realize how far it is.
So why think you accept the pickup if you think it's...
See, and here's the thing. If he said, ma'am, all right, I'm done talking to you. And then she said, I'm not going nowhere. And he opened the door and grabbed the food out of his hand and slammed the door back. Then all of a sudden she become a Karen and, oh, you touched me. Ma'am, we don't have time for this. Take your tip and go on about your day. People are having expectations on what they're foreseeing you to do. How you got expectations of a tip? And honestly, you have big expectations of a tip. If you're literally expecting anything more than $8, it's like, so you were doing that and you were like, oh yeah, I already know I'm about to get the 20. Who's just walking around already thinking that? You really could have got nothing. I really want to know how she would have reacted if she wouldn't have got no tip. Because you get to choose whether or not you're going to take the drive. And allegedly, which we know ain't true, but allegedly, your pay from DoorDash is supposed to be in proportion to the drive. So you should really have a problem with DoorDash if you weren't compensated for the mileage that you drove.
If you think it's that far.
They don't let us know how far, so I think you need to adjust your tip. Right.
How much is the tip?
You gave an $8 tip.
What the hell are you looking for? I gave an $8.
Okay, I'm gonna bring the food back. Okay.
Okay.
Well, you got to go somewhere. You got to get off my property.
Are you fucking kidding? $8? That's a lot. 40 minutes it took her to get it? Okay.
She is out her mind. But she did the smart thing getting off the property, because I'm going to be real. After a certain point, ma'am, you got 5 seconds to get off my property. I don't care what you do. Take the bag with you, whatever. You got 5 seconds to get off my property. And then I'm coming to my door armed. And argue with me if you want. Then I don't care who it is. Ma'am, get off my property with this foolishness. You don't know what I don't like the fact that you're pulling me into some BS. I get it. You have a bad attitude and you have a bad worldly outlook and you're entitled and you have expectations, etc., etc. That don't got nothing to do with me, ma'am. You're messing up my feng shui. Go on somewhere. And it's just that simple. So she probably would have went, oh, he came to the door and he threatened me with his firearm. No, I just came to the door with my firearm. Because I don't know what this woman's capable of. Because that's some bold stuff to do. To basically call me to the door. I want to go back to this for a second, because now this is bold. This is bold and this needs to be addressed. Hold on, let's watch one more new one and then we're going to go back to that first one.
Man, this fucker live in a $1 million home and they only tip fucking $3? The fuck, dude? Hey, bro, the Dodgers are playing. You only tip fucking $2? When the Dodgers playing, you can't be dodging the tips,
He can't
bro.
answer the door right now, but if you'd like
When
to
the
leave a
Dodgers playing,
message,
can't be
you can do
dodging
it
the
now.
tips, dude. That's what happens when you be dodging tips when the Dodgers are playing, okay?
I tell you, man, it's like people will just be asking for you to come slap the out of them. It's like people just have a desire. They just want to try it. They just want to get slapped the F out of. Bro, get off my porch with this mess. Drop my food off and go. It's like when you're just like, and then you about to have to go put some hands on somebody. The people who are gonna do the most damage are usually gonna be the people who don't even want to do it. Who is like, you're really about to force me to inflict pain on you. Not everybody's with the foolishness and the shenanigans. Not everybody is trying to have a conversation and trying to joke around, especially at their private residence, bruh. You and I do not have a rapport where you can play with me like that and you could be at my house. Because that's another dangerous thing when it comes to this DoorDash stuff. People know exactly where you live. And so I don't want you to think it's jokey, where now you feel like you can come back over here and you don't feel like there's no threat of anything. No, man, we're going to keep a nice little boundary, especially outside my residence. And you be wise to drop my food off and get off my residence and never come back again. Want to talk to me, man?
Dodging tips when the Dodgers are playing, okay? Boom. That's what you get.
See, they just want to get
$2
smacked.
tipper.
They just want to get smacked.
God damn, that's a crazy ass DoorDash driver, man. I was gonna give him $10 cash tip, man. Shit. I'm a federal employee. I didn't get paid this month. I only got $20 left on.
All right, let's go back to this. Hold on. So you remember this clip? Let's watch this again from the top, because this blew me.
Y'all know y'all a piece of shit not tipping, right? This is why your food get ate.
This is what I mean when I say people trying to pull you into. They're not happy with their lives. They're not in a good place mentally, financially, maybe in real life. You know, he might have 3 kids, be on child support. And he trying to take his stress out on you because you didn't do something that he wants. Guess what? I got wants too. I got desires too. And so ultimately life ain't just about you, man. And then you're going to get up in the camera and you're going to do some extra stuff. To me, that's bold. And to me, that's an invitation. And so you're inviting something, and it seems like that's what you want. But that's not what everybody else wants. And see, you must think that, what he really wants, because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing.
Y'all know y'all a piece of shit not tipping, right?
Cool. So he gets to talk his ish. He gets to come to your residence and talk his ish. You know you're a piece of ish, right? But you know what's crazy? Then if you'd have been like, you know you broke his ish, right? Then all of a sudden he wouldn't leave probably. And he'd be like, nah, we got to sort this out. But you started it. You took it there first. And so what does he think is going to be the outcome? And he feels like he can just emotionally just, you this. I want to see what these comments say. But man, you're going to get your brains blown out if you keep playing with people like this, getting emotional about things that's out of your control. It's not in your control with somebody tips. So I don't know why people are having expectations. They're not even incentivized to do that for their own pockets. Man, you really need to address it with DoorDash if you ask me. But let me see. Somebody said I tip after the job is done. I agree with that. Somebody said I hate when they do all that. Some people won't tip until they get their food. I'm big on that. Yeah, I agree with that. Somebody said, like, dude, you chose this profession. The company should be tipping. I paid for my food and delivery. Right. You already paid the delivery fee. Ain't it crazy how they just can fee you to death? What do you think is going to be the next fee that they're going to add? You got to pay for the actual food. So that's a preparation fee and an actual cost of food fee. Then you got to pay for the delivery fee. You got to pay taxes on the transaction. The next fee is going to be a per rate of inflation fee. Like, come on, man. Let me see what else. It looks like the last comment I see is whole time I took after her because in Florida they like to run off with your seafood boil. Okay, I don't know what that means. But yeah, this is insane, man. These people crashing out. But if we want to be real, I'm gonna address it. Let's watch another clip. But
Hello. Hello.
hold on. The caption says a DoorDash driver refused a cash tip after delivery because the customer hadn't tipped in the app. Right. I think that's what a lot of people in the comments were saying. They like to tip after they get their food, and some people have cash. That's a thing too. You should actually prefer that. You should actually prefer that, but most people are so cynical the whole time they're driving there and they done seen whether or not you tipped or not. They're mad, they're upset. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that DoorDash should show the tip. I think it should be a mystery until you're done with the actual delivery. But it's a business, so DoorDash is gonna do whatever is in favor of retaining people who are willing to do this. So the more important person in the transaction is going to be the drivers because you need the drivers. Without the drivers, you don't have nothing. So DoorDash is going to set up its systems in order to incentivize drivers. And ultimately, what does that also incentivize? If they can see your tip or whatever before you get there, because I wouldn't be surprised if DoorDash gets a little something off the tip too. I wouldn't be surprised if DoorDash gets a little percentage of the tip too. But ultimately, they want you to be incentivized to tip, just like restaurants, because then they can actually lower the margins on what they pay, and then now they can make it solely on the customer to pay their additional costs while they continue to run up and have record-breaking profits.
Ignore it. You keep that.
Why?
Because I didn't see a tip on the app and I put a little card in there. So please keep that. I'm sorry.
No, I
She
just
put a
had
card in
cash.
there.
Please
It's
take
okay.
it.
It's okay because.
See?
Thank you.
Have a
She's
good
such a-
night.
Tipping
She's such a POS that she was like, dang, I can't take the tip now because I was already spiteful. I know she's going to see this card in here where I cussed her out. So she didn't even want to take the tip because she's like, her ego got in the way. Instead of just saying, see, people's ego is so crazy. They want you to be wrong. So they'll already be entitled to something from you. So they'll be looking at you like the villain. Meanwhile, you had great intentions. And then when it comes full circle, no, it's really you. That's probably why you're in the position that you're in. Because you have an effed up attitude and you don't look at things with good faith and give grace to people. And then all of a sudden, instead of just owning it, being humble and taking it, it's just like, well, no, I already put the note in there, so I already feel how I feel about you. You can keep it. Instead of just saying, no, I want you to keep your money, but here's what happened. I thought you didn't tip. It's been a long day. I'm struggling, okay? I'm effed up out here. And when I didn't see a tip. It just really set me over the edge. Whatever. I'm wrong for that. I prejudged the situation. I'm wrong. I apologize. And I want you to still keep your money, but I also wouldn't feel right if I left your house and I didn't apologize. Can I take the note out? It's really not meant for you. But I still don't want your tip. Matter of fact, I'll pay for your meal. Whatever. That's too much of a heavy lift, too much friction. That's not even possible. We can't do that. It's not even possible. It's too many things that would have to be set aside that's within me that I'm not willing to set aside, which is ultimately just my pride and ego. I can't set that aside. Even though I'm wrong, I can't do that.
culture in America is toxic. Changed my mind.
I think a lot of people have forgotten what the heck a tip is even for. So let me give it to you. A tip is a voluntary sum of money based on the price of what you purchase and based on the service the staff performed. Why would I tip you before the service was performed? I'll give you 2 reasons why that's a bad thing.
Well, here's the thing. We can get even more granular in there.
Why that's a bad thing. If I
Hold on.
before the on the service
Above the base price given by a customer directly to service staff in recognition of service performed. First of all, a DoorDasher ain't staff. That's what y'all love about DoorDash. That's what y'all say. I don't work for nobody. I make my own hours. I do what I want. Can't nobody tell me nothing. So, just by definition, I'm really not supposed to tip you because you ain't no staff. You're not staff. Now, maybe I'm being a little too looking into it too much because there are people with service businesses that still get tips. So, like barbers and stuff like that. So maybe I'm looking into it a little too much. But you're choosing to forsake a check. I think even don't pizza delivery drivers get a certain base pay just for being on staff? Then they still get a delivery pay to offset their vehicle and all that type of stuff. So you're missing out on what DoorDash should really be giving you. They might need to just change their model, but they have a model that really works for them to be able to run up all the money. And I don't even think that they're actually upping their rates. DoorDash, I'm referring to. I don't think they're upping their rates based off of inflation. I think they look for ways to actually cut it based off oversaturation of more people, drivers being willing to drive. But I don't think that they're upping the pay. I definitely, right now, we're literally going through something where gas prices are through the roof due to the conflict brewing in Iran in regards to the Strait of Hormuz. I doubt that they even up the prices to be able to reflect the change in gas prices while that conflict is going on, which is horrible. Horrible business practices, in my opinion. And now but you're taking it out on customers. We always have the smoke for the customer needs to do more. The customer needs to pay more. Don't you know you're a customer too? Why don't you have the smoke for the actual corporation that's raking in millions and has individuals who are receiving all the profits to where you are entitled to some of that because you are the boots on the ground? We never have the smoke for the corporations. It's always the people need to do more. The people who are already struggling need to do more. You're those people too. And we'd rather just allocate this as far as this is a luxury. Didn't that other woman who delivered the pizza, didn't she say, oh, if you can't afford a tip, then you shouldn't be ordering delivery. Go pick it up. I don't think DoorDash will like that you're saying that. I don't think DoorDash wants this to be seen as something that is luxurious. I think DoorDash wants this to be seen as something that's for everyday people. That's how they market it. It's for the everyday working person to be able to have some convenience, but still be able to have the food that you love.
the staff performed. Why would I tip you before the service was performed? I'll give you 2 reasons why that's a bad thing. If I tip you too much and you give me bad service, I've robbed myself. Or if I've tipped you too little and you gave me great service, I can't reward you anymore because I already tipped you. So it doesn't make any sense. And now everybody's asking for tips. I can see stuff at fast food places. Like, you don't even make what waiters and waitresses make. And we've all been hit with the question, oh, it's going to ask you a little question there. I hit 0 every time. I have 2 rules in my life. If I'm standing up to order, I'm not tipping.
Can I ask you this question? Because we're talking about delivery and they're talking about, oh, it's a service and all this. Man, I went and ordered a pizza and I went to go pick it up. I always go and pick up my own stuff. Don't you know they still turn the thing around and ask you, do you want a tip, and still look at you crazy when you press 0, even when you go and pick your own stuff up, stuff that's traditionally delivered. It's insane. And again, it's corporate backed. You think these companies aren't telling them, yeah, turn the thing around every time? We're adding this. It's incentivized. The companies are actually in favor of that. And that's an issue. That's an issue. Y'all, we'll leave it there for today. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. It only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype the video. Hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button and it shows the points. And since I am a smaller creator, a smaller channel, we actually get more points per hype. And hype was designed for smaller channels, so that's why. But if you come across a video and you don't see the hype button, then it's probably been over 7 days. And hype usually vanishes after 7 days. So it's usually best practice if you want to hype to just go ahead and hype while the iron is hot on a newer video. And also, if you want to become a member of the channel as well, join buttons on the video. And what becoming a member of the DXU family will come with is you would get badges next to your comments where it will show people that you are a member whenever you leave a comment, as well as you would get early access to content and also exclusive content that's not available for everyone else on YouTube. So again, if you want to become a member, join buttons on the video. But until then, I'll see you in the next video.